All right, let's dive in. Today, we're talking about a problem that drives so many businesses crazy. It's this: how do you get your custom-built app, the one your team actually loves to use, to talk to the giant core enterprise system? It's a huge challenge, and we're going to break down exactly how you build that bridge.
So what really happens? I mean, this question is the source of so many headaches. You've got this great custom app that's fast and flexible, but it's basically on an island. It can't communicate with the main system that runs everything else. And you know what that means? Endless manual data entry, mistakes, and a whole lot of frustration.
Okay, let's get specific. In the scenario we're looking at today, we have a custom order entry app built with Apex, which is awesome for making apps fast. The problem? It needs to send its orders to the company's central nervous system, the massive Oracle Fusion order management platform. And right out of the box, well, these two worlds just don't speak the same language.
And this, right here, this lays out the stakes perfectly. On the left, you've got the old way. It's a mess. People are literally typing in the same data twice, which is just asking for errors, and nobody knows the real status of anything. On the right, that's the dream. That's our goal. Fully automated, totally validated, error-free, and synced up in real time. So, how do you get from that messy reality to the dream state? Well, you don't tear down either system and start over. No way. Instead, you build a smart bridge that sits right between them. Think of it like a universal translator that lets these two totally different programs have a perfect conversation.
And that smart bridge, it has a name. It's called Oracle Integration Cloud, or OIC. But honestly, let's just forget the technical name for a second. Its job is what matters. It sits in the middle, grabs the data from the custom app, checks it to make sure it's good, translates it into a language the big system understands, and only then does it pass it along. It's the glue that makes them work like one single unit.
Now, for this bridge to actually fix the problem, it had to do 5 things, and do them really well. First, it had to be real-time. No more delays. Second, and this is huge, it had to validate the data before it ever got submitted. That's how you kill those data entry errors for good. It also needed two-way sync, because what's the point of an order status if no one can see it? And finally, clear error messages and automatic updates, so if something does go wrong, the right people know why, right away.
Okay, theory is great, but what does this look like when the rubber meets the road? Let's actually follow a single order on its journey, right from the moment it's created, all the way through to fulfillment.
So the whole thing kicks off right here, inside that custom Apex app. A user creates a new order, maybe they add a line item, or they put an order on hold. The second they hit save, our smart bridge wakes up and gets to work, kicking off the whole process.
But hold on, that data doesn't just go flying into the core system. Nope. First, it's got to get past the gatekeeper, our OIC bridge. OIC reads the data, runs it through a bunch of business rules, and checks for any mistakes. If it finds a problem, the process stops and an error message goes back. But if the data is clean, only then does it get passed along to Oracle Fusion. This is how you protect your most important system from bad data.
Now look, getting the order into the main system is really only half the battle, right? How does the user back in that custom app know what's happening? Did the order ship? Is it on hold? The information has to flow both ways. The main system needs to talk back.
And this is where the magic really happens. It's all about event-driven updates. Our OIC bridge is basically listening for important stuff happening in the main system. Things like an order getting picked in the warehouse or a shipment going out the door. The instant it hears one of those events, it automatically pushes that new status right back to the Apex app. Nobody has to lift a finger. The information just shows up in real time.
The technology is definitely cool. But what's the bottom line? What does all this actually mean for the business? Let's talk about the real-world payoff you get when you go from being disconnected and manual to being automated and totally in sync.
The results are just huge. Order turnaround gets way faster. Those data entry errors that cause so many problems, they pretty much vanish. And think about the efficiency gain. You're automating a painful, tedious job, and that frees up your people to do more valuable work. And maybe best of all, everyone has real-time visibility, and the whole thing is built to scale as the business grows.
In fact, let's just focus on one metric for a second: speed. This integration can literally double the speed of order turnaround. Think about that. Orders are moving through the entire system twice as fast, all because you built a smarter connection. That is a massive, massive win.
You know, this quote from the source material really hits the nail on the head. This is the whole point. You're creating a single source of truth. When everyone, no matter what system they're using, is looking at the exact same up-to-the-minute information, the entire business just runs better. period.
And it's so important to realize that this isn't just a one-and-done solution for a single app. The way this was built, the principles behind it, they point to a smarter, more future-proof way to think about your entire technology stack.
What makes this model so powerful is that it's built for what's next. You get this hybrid approach, the instant feedback of a real-time request, plus the efficiency of those automatic events-driven updates. You get that central gatekeeper that protects your core systems. And because it's a reusable framework, the next time you need to connect a new app, a huge chunk of the work is already done.
So this all brings us to one final question, and this one is for you to think about. We just saw how building one smart bridge can completely solve a major business bottleneck. So in your world, if you could build a bridge to connect any two systems that don't talk, what's the very first problem you'd go after? That's all for this explainer. See you next time.